Attention!
Welcome to the Film Mages Podcast, where the popcorn is our ammunition, the couch is our foxhole, and the cinema is our place of worship.
Now let me see your war face! Ah!
My computer just shut off when you did that. Why'd you do that?
Is your computer shut off?
No, there it is. It's
Oh,
back.
okay.
Yeah.
We're recording.
Are we?
Yeah, I started it out.
Oh, great. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Is it good? Feeling good?
Fantastic.
You're
Yeah.
looking good.
Feeling incredible.
You feeling incredible, Alexis?
I'm feeling a little better than your hair is looking.
Okay, all right. Well, you know,
Wow.
I was
Wow.
working this
You know
Monday,
what? You know
so-
what, Alexis, on Zach's behalf, you know, sometimes you just look like shit.
All right. Well, how about you go fuck yourself, buddy? We're starting out like this? How
You know,
about you
I-
go
I-
straight to fucking
One of
hell?
my favorite moments, I was working on a farm and I woke up feeling really, really shitty. I went to work and the guy, he looked at me, my boss, he went, "Wow, you look the way I feel." And I said, "Damn, you must be feeling pretty sexy then." He liked it.
That's
He pat me on the shoulder.
that's a
We
little
fornicated in the
concerning.
cornfields.
Yeah, that's a little preview for one of the movies on my horror list, Deliverance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
So we're starting out like that.
Squeal like a pig.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This has already started out so bad. This is... hi, I'm Zack.
I'm Alexis.
And I am Mick.
And I wish he wasn't, but we're the Film Majors.
And we can't be contained,
We
apparently.
can't, we can't be stopped.
You can't cork this bottle.
Yeah, no matter how much I want to.
No one trusts each other, and we're all
Oh,
very,
very
We're all
tired.
very tired.
Yeah. Yeah, what's going on?
What's
No! Oh, I blew it! Oh, I blew it so hard!
Wow.
What?
That was
You
bad.
said what's going on before I cut.
I haven't seen you blow it that hard since.
What?
Well,
No!
we won't talk about
you said
that.
what's going on, now we're in it. Now we're in it.
yeah,
It's
okay,
it's
alright.
whoever says it first. It's happened now.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
sort of slipped into it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I didn't even mean it like that.
You're like 10
Y'all,
for 10 right now.
y'all gotta get your mind out of the gutter. Come on now. Come on. This is a professional
was born
podcast.
in the
Let's keep
gutter.
it. I was born in it. Molded by the gutter.
I did not see the streets until I was a young man.
Oh, God.
Zach, you've had a whole revolution around the sun, right? You're a whole year older.
Yeah, I
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be 25?
24.
Nice.
Yeah, I still
You look
got
good.
I don't
kid.
even live here, and I know that.
Yeah, so fun story. Yesterday was my actual birthday. We're recording on the 10th now. And I was just kind of sitting on the couch, and I moved my neck, and I was like, ow, that hurts. And it still does.
Welcome to your mid-20s, buddy.
Yeah.
Welcome to
It
your
was so
mid-20s.
immediate. Immediately when I hit my mid-20s.
Good morning, Zach.
What the fuck happened to my neck?
How's the neck? Still a bit stiff.
Still a bit stiff. Yeah, so I spent most of this morning when I wasn't working begging my girlfriend to just like dig her elbow into my neck, and she got tired of that pretty quick. Oh yeah, also I was on her podcast. That'll be out the day before this airs. It's called Formerly Straight. You can find it on all streaming things, and yeah,
All streaming things.
all places you can stream stuff. It's on Netflix. It's on Hulu. No, it's on Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Podcasts, all the stuff.
Great. I love a good strong stream.
Yeah, it's a podcast talking about queer news and queer issues, and I was very honored to be on it. And you can hear me talk a lot about my relationship with Mick and the Lord of the Rings. Talking about homoeroticism in straight male friendships.
Yeah.
Or just male friendships, I guess.
Yeah.
Tasty.
I can't wait to
It's
listen
my
to that.
favorite. I'll definitely tune in for this episode.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on in my going on in my personal life. Please stop making those noises. I'm begging you.
Yeah, just like you begged the other night, huh?
No, you haven't been around. You've been at work. This isn't even real. This isn't even relevant. Fuck.
What is
I mean,
real?
you're sleeping when he comes in.
Yes, he is.
I'm a real light sleeper, child.
Yeah.
Gotta sleep.
Basically is like the Antarctic research station here now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to sleep sometimes, Zack.
Christ. So in terms of what's going on with film stuff, I have something I'd like to talk about.
Sure.
What's going on, Zack?
Well, what's going on is I checked out the Marvel Disney Plus special Werewolf by Night, directed by Michael Giacchino, who's one of my favorite favorite composers.
He directed it?
Yes, he directed it.
Really?
Yeah, he apparently he went to film school. He always planned on being a
Weird.
director. He got into music, but he never stopped wanting to direct, and he directed this sort of genre pastiche homage to like classic Universal monsters. It's in black and white, and I shockingly enjoyed myself. I found a lot of the output from Marvel and Disney to be pretty homogenous.
What's it called?
Werewolf by Night. And my biggest complaint is that I felt like there was enough story to justify a full feature film. And, you know, you could have put this out as one of your theatrical releases.
Gael Garcia Bernal is in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
my.
I like that.
You should have opened with that, buddy. Don't
Yeah.
Don't bury the lead so deep.
I know.
You know,
that
I
was too
used
deep.
Unearth it. Bring it to the surface and let me see the Bernal.
Dig it out.
You know, last time we recorded, I was on the opposite side of the table from Mick and Alexis, and you know, I was really enjoying it. But now I don't like that they're both staring me down, and I feel really, really uncomfortable.
Good.
So yeah, Werewolf by Night. I liked it. I thought it was a fun little special, and I think Michael Giacchino should get to direct more stuff.
Here, here. As a huge Michael Giacchino fan in his music, I haven't seen anything he's directed. I wholeheartedly agree with the statement that you just made.
Great, awesome.
I don't know why, I'm just like in NPR mode today.
You
You're
are-
listening to Fresh Air.
None of what you opened with would be on NPR.
Are you sure?
I don't know, it was pretty Terry Gross.
It was certainly Terry.
Oh, man. So is that it? Is that it? Is that
That's
all you got going on?
What I have going on.
Wow.
You know, this is a 3-person podcast. Somebody else jump the fuck in.
I have a correction from Allison from Humboldt. She's let us know that we forgot to say.
Hi, Allison. We miss you. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, she's doing great, and she's also telling all of her coworkers about our podcast. So.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you,
I'm
Allison.
glad you're listening, Allison. Really, I hope Brad's well. I miss his meat.
She said that we missed Everything Everywhere All at Once in our 2022
I thought about
list.
that when I was in the shower yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. I like the movie. She's right. She's right. I like the movie. I didn't love it the way everyone else did. I'll probably have to revisit
She very
it, but
specifically told me to say that she's upset and insulted.
Well, we
that it
don't
was
want
not.
to
we don't want to upset our
or
fans.
insult our fans.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, Allison, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, I apologize. You're absolutely right. This should have been on the list.
And she also agreed that she really liked Do Revenge, which was the teen movie I brought up last week. So whenever it is that I get a month to myself to curate a teen movie month, I'm thinking at some point next year, it will be on the list.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that a new movie?
It just
We
dropped
talked
like a
about
few
it
weeks ago.
last episode.
Yeah, we
Mick.
looked. You probably weren't listening to me.
I
so-
haven't even heard the episode yet.
Mick doesn't listen to our podcast or
Yeah, that's part of what's going on for me is I've only listened to the first episode of this, and everyone's telling me how great this show is, and I really appreciate it. And I love you guys. Keep on listening
For the record,
so
Mick,
that I don't have to.
Mick is doing the absolute least work on this podcast.
Yeah.
Alexis and I edit it. Alexis and I run the social media. Mick just sits there and looks wet.
Yeah.
He just sits here and smokes his vape.
Yeah.
He just blows smoke in our face.
Blows clouds.
I blow clouds. I rip mad vapes.
Who's clouds? Who's
Is
clouds?
there anything else you have going on, Alexis?
I had an interesting experience. Oh, you know what? Actually, can I tell this story from set?
What story?
The running story.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so I'm not naming any names or anything, but our first AD needed a new thing in the ear.
This is
A new
great,
earpiece.
great story. So
I
far. I'm not
think
going to
it's,
name names. I'm not going to name objects. I'm not going to say where it was or when, but
No, the things that you plug into a walkie, I think they're called surveillance.
The
Surveillance
surveillance,
mic.
yes. So I had to go get one from his car, and I mean, it seemed pretty important, so I decided to run. So, and I'm not a runner. I mean, I would say that I'm pretty out of shape. I'll be honest. This set is kind of kicking my ass.
you are kind of like a dwarf, where you're not built for long distance, but you are extremely dangerous at.
I would
sprinting.
say that I'm like sturdy. I'm in it for like the long haul, but I'm not in it for a fast haul. You know?
You could walk for a while.
Yeah,
I could
you are
definitely walk
good
for a
fast
while.
walker.
You could do a
I
day
could-
at Six Flags and feel just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, like on the 12th or 13th hour, having a nice little run to a parking lot, like 2 parking lots away, it was a little beyond me. And then as I was running back, the cast was coming up in a golf cart, and I ended up jogging next to them for a while, and then they floored it. And so then instead I was jogging behind them, and I'm not pretty when I run. I'm just gonna put it out there. I get a really ugly red flush on my face. I'm sweating mad drops all around, and so I was running behind this golf cart trying to get back to set as fast as I could, and then they started recording me. And when they recorded me, they said, "Run, Forrest, run!" And I could have perished on the spot immediately right then. And if they hadn't have been there, I definitely would have stopped at some point to catch my breath. But because they were at that point recording me, I couldn't bitch out, and I had to run the entire rest of the way to set because they did not stop recording me as I was running.
Yeah, once you're in it, you gotta finish.
Congrats, Gump.
So it's
Fuck,
great.
man.
I'm in a famous person's camera roll, so it's great. It's good. It's great.
Wonderful.
I got back to
Completely
set.
red flushed face.
Oh, it's gonna be so ugly. Yeah, whatever. That's immortalized. I got back to set, and first AD was like, "Did you run?" And I was like, "Yeah." And yeah, it was great. I toweled myself off. Got back to work.
That's my favorite part of the story there. I toweled myself off. I told her last night, like, I've had some pretty rough and intense days on very hot sets, and I've never once had to towel myself off. That's a great ending. I love that. That's fun.
I've definitely had to at least like paper towel myself off. On
That's what you
real
did,
hot
right?
days.
Yeah, it was paper towels.
Yeah,
like,
you
in the
didn't
bathroom.
have like a gym towel.
No,
on hand. You should,
I
though.
put water on the paper towels, and I was like wetting down my face, and then like I took some dry ones and then like wiped it all off. And God, I was so red and I was so splotchy. It was a bad look.
I get pretty damp on my back. It's my back that gets
Okay,
really
do you
wet.
remember the first episode where you were talking about all the names that Guy Ritchie gives to his, and there's Boy
Sweat Dave, Boy Sweat Alexis.
Boy
Yeah,
Sweat
Boy
Alexis.
Sweat,
I've been
yeah.
saying that every day on set. Like,
Oh, man.
As it goes on, I'm like, Boy Sweat Alexis is up.
I'm glad you finally brought that up because I wanted to bring up a great Guy Ritchie name that I forgot to mention during our Gentleman episode, and that
Okay.
is Bricktop. I love
Is it Brick Top or Bricked Up?
Brick top.
I'm bricked up.
Yeah,
The name is Bricktop.
Brick top. Brick top is bricked up.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Forrest Gump reminded me of a funny thing that my brother said yesterday that, Mick, I think you'll appreciate. He referred to Dennis Rodman as the Forrest Gump of basketball because he just kind of shows up at, like,
At the most-
influential
Yeah.
world events
That's funny.
unexpectedly.
Yeah. Sports, Alexis.
Yeah.
Sports.
We
Yeah.
love him and we know him.
I
that's
think I
great.
literally blacked out for a second. I didn't hear any of that.
That's what that loud thump was.
Yeah.
That was your head hitting the floor.
Alexis, you're not hacking and coughing.
Yeah, what's changed?
Isn't that
She started
incredible?
smoking. It's fixed it. It's true, by the way.
It's
This
actually
episode is brought to you by cigarettes. Cigarettes. Why live long when you can look cool?
Right. That's true. They actually did a scientific study where they put a bunch of students in an MRI CAT scan where see brain waves and stuff, and they would show
Yeah.
pictures of people, and they would try to see what activates the part of the brain that's associated with attraction. And anytime it came up with a picture of a person with a cigarette, that activated more. So it's actually scientifically proven, kids. Smoking does make you look cooler.
I mean,
Proven.
Thank you to the movies for helping perpetuate that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. In high school, I loved the smell of cigarettes. So any of those, like, honestly frail, orphan-looking, tall young men that smelled like cigarettes.
She has a type.
Yeah.
Have they seen the sun in a while?
If that
No?
description
Great.
meets you, I am sorry.
If you look like
Unfortunately, you have a chance with her.
If you look like Oliver Twist and you have a pack of Marlboro Reds on you, call Alexis Avizia.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll have a hotline here at the end of the episode.
man.
Glorious Sigs.
Okay. I don't know. I think maybe I should just bring this story up when we actually talk about the movie. So
Okay.
I'm gonna yeah.
I don't really have anything going on. I haven't really seen any new movies lately. I've been working so much. I have a really fun experience meeting a very, very famous actor on set. I'm not going to name who it is, so that's pretty much it. But he's a very old Sicilian man.
He sure is. Hooah!
But
could
I
be
have to say, he's a very, very sweet person. Yeah, it's really cool to meet him and finally work with him. So hopefully that goes well. This upcoming week, Alexis and I are going to work with him some more, and we'll see if that changes. But yeah, so far, really nice guy.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I saw Smile. It was all right.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still
Interesting.
trying to go see Bros.
Bros is good. You
Yeah.
should check out Bros.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, no, I said that I would talk a little bit about Bros on Sloan's podcast. So I'm just gonna say that Bros, it's pretty good. I love a like mid-budget romantic comedy. We should make more of those. We should tell more of those stories with gay people.
Yes.
Go see it.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
They should
Thank you,
remake.
Alexis.
They should remake Hitch, but for queer people, but still have it be just as problematic as the one from 2005.
Great.
That
I love
movie has
tricking
not.
women.
That movie has not aged well. By the way, when was the last time you saw Hitch?
Never.
Oh
Never.
my! You've never seen it?
I've seen
watched-
parts of it because like my family
man.
watched it.
I grew
but-
up with that movie, and I watched it again about a few months ago. I remember when I was a kid, there's this very important scene in it where the female characters are like screaming at Will Smith, like, "You were taking advantage of women." And all of us back then were like, "No, you don't understand. Like, he's just helping them." And then you see it now, and you're like, "No, you are taking advantage of women. It's not cool." So yeah, go watch Hitch. Great time.
I'm so glad that you're learning.
Oh, thanks, Alexis. I appreciate it.
Is that a knock at my door?
No, it wasn't me.
Well, yeah. I asked if it was at the door.
I know.
I don't know. All right, I'm gonna choose to.
You said your door, not the door.
I said the door. Oh.
You teed me up for that one, buddy.
I have like the worst mental image. Can we move on?
Yeah. No. Do we want to be done with what's going on?
Yeah, I think we should be done with what's going on. I don't think there's much going on.
Please be done with it.
Yeah. We have no interesting lives when we're working.
No, you do not.
No.
Yeah.
And no love in our life.
Well, sorry. I'll try to do a Hitch situation for you, Alexis.
No, thank you.
I'll try to manipulate someone into falling.
We'll
in
call
love
Kevin
with you.
James. See what he's
Okay,
doing.
that makes it sound like no one can fall in love with me.
I don't want it. I don't want it to sound like that.
Damn.
I feel like dunked in the water face first.
I feel like I get it pretty good on this podcast quite a bit, so it's nice to dish it out a little
It
bit.
is nice.
That
Do
was a
not
good
say
one.
anything about me getting it, Mick. I swear to God.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna make it look.
Yeah, don't do that either. Don't perceive me.
I think someone's
Someone's
vacuuming.
vacuuming.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, our upstairs neighbors are like the loudest people on earth.
Except for us.
Yeah,
I
we're
was about to
quiet.
say, you
We're
guys
louder.
like blast this fucking TV
Well, this
at like
is-
midnight.
This is why I've
sometimes.
never talked to our upstairs neighbors, because I'm like, there's got to be an understanding. You know, we're loud, they're loud.
Yeah.
Neither of us can complain.
Every time I see them outside, they're always very kind. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, they're
I'll
nice.
Keep that
They're
going.
nice, loud people.
I like a good loud person.
Oh, good.
That's why I like you, Zach.
Yeah, well, I like you too, almost.
Mm.
I wanted to.
There's. Oh.
I wanted to talk about underrated performances from famous actors, because I think there's one in the movie that we just watched.
What movie did we just watch?
Oh, well, we're gonna talk about it in a second. I don't want. I mean,
I'm not trying to segue. I'm just trying to remember.
Oh, what do you mean? We watched it.
You literally just finished watching.
Yeah, this was viewed.
Sorry.
Nice, Alexis.
This was viewed less than an hour ago by Nick. Oh my god. Yeah. So, one that I have been thinking about personally is I've been thinking about Sam Neill in the film In the Mouth of Madness. It's
That's a good one.
yeah, it's an underseen John Carpenter film. We were just talking about John Carpenter, so he came to mind. And yeah, I think that it is a really committed, really funny performance that allows Sam Neill to both be incredibly dry and cynical, and also lets him go just absolutely balls to the wall bananas. So that's one underrated performance from a famous actor that I love.
I have one.
Please.
Michael Keaton from, and I've recommended this movie before, The Paper. It's a Ron Howard film from the 90s with Marissa Tomei, Robert Duvall, Glenn Close. Really good ensemble movie about a newspaper. It's basically just the day in the life of a newspaper editor. And Michael Keaton absolutely he's overacting, but it's so good. We always talk about how great Michael Keaton is, but that's a performance that I never hear talked about, and it is very, very good. He has one of the best flip outs on the phone I've seen in any movie. It's so good. If you ever want to watch a nice movie on Sunday afternoon, I recommend Ron Howard's The Paper.
I fought pretty heavily with like a newspaper movie.
They're great. That's why I recommend it to you. I know you like them, and it's one of my favorites.
Another one that I love with Michael Keaton, Spotlight. I think, you know.
Oh yeah,
I-
definitely.
I don't know. There's something that I find very comforting about a newspaper movie, and they very often deal with like incredibly fucked up subject matter. Like Zodiac is another one for me.
You've seen All the President's Men, right?
Yes.
That's such a good one. Alexis, have you seen that?
No.
You really should.
Maybe we should talk about that at some point.
That's a really good classic film. Actually, we should review.
Yeah.
That's really great. Dustin Hoffman, Robert Redford, classic.
Cool.
What about you, Alexis? What's an underrated performance from a famous actor that you would like to bring to the podcast table?
You know, sometimes I think to myself, it would be nice to prepare in advance for these things.
Yeah, you know, Alexis, I didn't have any preparation either. He just hit me with that, but I had one. So
Yeah.
Aren't you a special boy? I have another one that I could bring up while, you know, Alexis gathers her thoughts.
might be a
You
while.
know, you guys make me sound like I don't have my shit together, but you literally just brought up this topic 10 minutes before we started this.
Well, you know, we could have discussed this at any point this week, but you guys were working.
Oh, how tragic, we're making a living.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you both. I have work today, and I'm going back to it after this podcast. No, one that I wanted to bring up is Sam Rockwell in Galaxy Quest.
Yes! Oh, that's a good one.
Right?
That's such a good one.
Yeah, I feel like for a long
It's
time...
a little red thingy going towards the green thingy. I think we're the green thingy.
Yeah, I feel like there would have been a long time where this would be a stretch, because Sam Rockwell, I feel like, was a classic that guy actor where people didn't really know who he was. But I feel like he's now
Yeah.
got enough of a profile. Oh, okay, here's a funny story. I worked on a Slipknot music video,
Nice.
and there was a point where the guys in Slipknot are all like sitting off to the side getting ready to do a photo shoot. And one of them is like, hey man, you know who's a fucking just underrated actor? Sam Rockwell. And then I just listened
Nice.
to the Slipknot guys in their like scary masks jam for about 20 minutes on how much they love Sam Rockwell. So Mr. Rockwell, I know you're listening to the podcast. The Slipknot guys love you. But, yeah, his performance in Galaxy Quest absolutely cracks me up.
Really good, really good. You know, it's funny. I know the movie's not very good. I'm gonna swing this over to Marvel for a second. I'll be there as shortly as I can.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's not a great movie, Iron Man 2, but I gotta say he's one of my favorite quote-unquote villains of the MCU. Sam Rockwell playing
Justin Hammer.
Justin Hammer, thank you. I love his performance in that. He's so good at playing this sleazy, rich, fake tan character. I love it. I think it's one of the best parts of the film.
I can't remember the joke he makes about the missile called the ex-wife.
Yeah.
But there's a scene where he is just like listing off names he has for different weaponry they're putting on the like Iron Man suit they're giving to Don Cheadle, and it is like just hysterical.
It's like something where it's like a missile that like punctures the room and it like kills everyone inside.
Yeah,
I call it
the ex-wife. And in Galaxy Quest, he plays a guy who...
He plays Guy.
Yes,
That's his name.
His name
plays
is Guy. He played a guy on this Star Trek TV show, like a quote-unquote red shirt who, you know, just dies with no fanfare.
Yeah.
And when he gets into this, like, space adventure, he is terrified that because no one knows his name, he's going to die.
Yeah.
What's out there? Air? You don't know!
I don't even have a last name. I'm crew member number 6. Guy, you have a last name.
Do I? Do I? Sorry, Alexis, you look like you had a thing.
Yeah, who is it?
You know what? This movie came out about 9 years ago. It's called Short Term 12. So it has Brie Larson in it.
I've heard of this.
Can you show me a picture?
Yeah, but Lakeith Stanfield is in this movie, and he has a small part, but it is incredibly good. And this, I think, you know, this is before he like really got big. So like now that I'm like looking back on it, I'm like, oh, I don't think people really ever think about that because not a lot of people saw this movie because it was kind of an indie.
I haven't seen it.
But yeah, it's about Brie Larson is like one of the kind of caretakers, supervisors at like a foster care facility. It's really good. I would highly recommend it for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I had heard of Short Term 12, but I don't think I knew
Rami
at all
Malek
what it
is
was
in
about.
Yeah, Lakeith, what?
Rami Malek is in it. Right?
Yeah, he has. He also has a very small part there. But Lakeith, he has like kind of like this short little rap that his character kind of comes up with to express some feelings, and it in just the like 1 minute that he recites this rap, this poetry, breaks me every time. So that's mine.
Short Term 12. Check it out. I know I will.
Yep,
Love it.
love it.
Well
Looking
done,
for it.
Alexis. I'm proud of you.
Thank
Did
you
it.
so much. I had to do a little research, but I got back on top.
I think we got through it.
Back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle again.
I don't like you guys both looking at me and talking about saddles. I'm glad that I'm closer to the door.
I kind of love being next to Mick because we get to like share looks back and forth and just like kind
This
of
is
drive
why
our
I miss
eyes
being
into
on
your
the
soul.
other side of the table, because it feels
Yeah.
like you've got a buddy who you're ganging up with.
But that's the great thing about the film majors. Doesn't matter what part of the table we sit on, we're always going to have a buddy by our side to make the other person feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's,
there's a lot of
if
ganging
Alexis was sitting
up.
over there, Zach, it'd be you and me staring her down.
yep.
No, it is. It feels unnerving, and also I feel I could throttle you guys when you guys are together.
Yeah, I'm gonna say next episode I'm sitting over there with Alexis.
I think we should all sit on the same side.
I don't think that.
We should all sit on the same side, get real close, and hold hands.
Yeah, and all talk into the same microphone.
This is good. This is good. Let's
yeah,
get all the bad ideas out first.
This is a good episode.
This
I
is a
think
great episode.
There's a lot that we're talking about.
That's so movie oriented.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
You know what I like is that it was cloudy this morning.
I do love a good cloudy morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
It was certainly cloudy for me because I'm still hungover as we're recording this. But
And it is Monday.
yeah, because my weekend is Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, well, you know, go fuck yourself.
I think he does.
I already did.
I figured. Yeah.
Zach,
I have a question.
Yeah.
why are we talking about actors that are like famous but given really good performances that are perhaps underrated? Is that perhaps related to something?
It might be related to something.
What would that be related to?
It might be related to
where
our
the
film
family
of
tree
the
is it?
week, which was also on the Zack's Halloween Spooktacular list. That's great. We talked about that sound effect beforehand, and you executed that perfectly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Zach's spooky season list, I think, deserves some fanfare.
It should have
Composed
like a little.
by Mick.
We should have like a.
We should use the scream
So loud.
that Alexis did for our short film, Bloody Mary. That should be the recording we do.
Actually, yeah.
So the movie we're talking about is Robert Zemeckis' Death Becomes Her. It's a 1992 film starring Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, and Bruce Willis.
Isabella Rossellini.
Yes. Who was also in a movie that I enjoyed earlier this year, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I thought that was a charming little film.
I still haven't seen it.
that.
I've heard good things.
It has, kind of incredible Foley work.
I know you love good Foley work.
I do love good Foley work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about underrated performances from famous actors in relation to Death Becomes Her, because I think that Bruce Willis... What are you guys doing over there?
She's touching me and I don't like it.
Well, suck it up. Alexis,
It was
touch him
just
as
the
much as you
kneecap.
want.
No.
Touch
It's
him
just
as
the
much-
kneecap.
No, Alexis, you're in
That's
the right.
how it
Touch
starts.
Touch him as much as you want, Mick. Deal
I've
with
heard
it.
that said in court before. It was just the kneecap. Okay, now she's hitting the mic now. Let's get this train back on the rails here. Toot toot, here comes Bruce Willis playing Ernest Menville.
Yes, and I love that Bruce Willis is playing this pathetic little weaselly man 3 years after he made his debut as an action star in Die Hard, and he is so good in this movie, and he is so pathetic, irredeemably pathetic.
I have never, for the life of me, I've never seen Bruce Willis give a goofy, weaselly performance, and it's so good.
I wish he had done it more. I
Yeah,
really wish
he's
Bruce
really
Willis
good
had
at it.
done more comedy.
And when I say weaselly and goofy, it's not a slight against him. If you've seen the movie Death Becomes Her, you'll know what I mean. It's a genuinely funny performance that he gives. It's over the top. It's really fun. It reminds me of my favorite kind of comedy. I've talked about it before, is Neil Simon type, where it's very quick-witted and it's all on the page. This very much reminded me of that. The screenplay is from Martin Donovan. I'm not that familiar
Martin
with
Donovan and I believe David Koepp.
David Koepp. Yeah. David Koepp.
David Koepp wrote, I feel like, just about everything.
What else has he written?
David Koepp wrote Jurassic Park. David
Oh.
Koepp wrote the original
wow.
Spider-Man. David Koepp wrote the original Mission Impossible.
Wow.
He is just
He's got his finger in all the sauce.
yes. Ugh. You know how you were talking about how you don't like mix aquatic metaphors?
Yeah, I don't
like
like
your
your sauce
sauce-related metaphors.
She's kind of the sauce boss here.
The sauce boss, that's right.
Oh boy.
The sauce boss of Van Noss.
It's
That's Alexis.
nothing but thick gravy.
Keep it spicy and thick.
Ugh, God.
It puts the sauce in the fucking basket. It rubs the sauce on its skin or else it gets the...
Oh my God, we did not mention that we have a celebrity guest. It's Ted Levine, everybody. How are you doing, Ted?
I'm doing real good.
I really, really enjoyed your performance as cop number 2 in Heat.
Oh, that's great. I really appreciate that. Would you pod me? I'd pod all over this cast.
All right, thank you, Ted. That was a lot of...
All right, this is really pleasant for
that
me.
was great.
I have some things to attend to.
I think Ted Levine was just doing an impression of Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black.
Yeah, no, it's he sounded pretty good like that.
It sounded like he
Oh
needed
yeah, I
some
got
sugar
one
water.
word for you. That's a lot of mouths to feed. No, thank you, Ted. All right, Ted, please. We got to get back to Death Becomes Her. Thank you. Sorry.
God, what a weird man.
He's strange. He's strange.
I've really never been a fan of his. I didn't want to say that to him.
Yeah, you don't want to say that to
would've
his
been
face.
rude, yeah.
No, he told me that you look like a great big fat person earlier, and I thought that wasn't nice.
You know, he was really good in Evolution. The David, is it David Duchovny that who I'm thinking of? Who's the guy from X-Files?
That's David Duchovny.
David Duchovny, yeah. David Duchovny, Julianne Moore, and Orlando Jones in Evolution. That's a really good comedy. Check it out.
Cool.
Ted Levine's in it. He plays an evil general.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what else is a really good comedy?
Death Becomes
Death Becomes Her.
Back on track.
Oh wow, that was great.
So this was this both of your guys' first time seeing it?
Yes.
Yes, both of us guys just saw it for the first time.
I am, in fact, a man.
Yes, she
With
is.
the boys.
I am a boy.
Well, oh my God! Thank you for hitting the
sweet
table
hell.
so hard that you just popped every single microphone, Mick.
Of course.
Alexis, what did you think of the movie?
I kind of absolutely loved it. And in fact, I must agree with Meryl. I am disgusted with, what is his name, Bruce Willis's character?
Ernest.
Ernest can go fucking kill himself, okay? You know, the fact that he lived such a nice, pleasant life afterwards, I was just like, you know what?
The audacity.
How dare he? How dare that white man live a long,
The white man's
peaceful-
audacity strikes again.
Yeah, no, as we were like finishing the movie, I was just like, this fucking dude. Yeah, of course he would end up happy. He cheats on his wife, marries her friend, kills his wife, and then he
Kills
gets
the friend.
kills the friend.
Well, his wife kills the friend.
That's true. That's
But
true.
it was his, you know what, all of it was his fault anyways, you know? It was all his fucking fault. And you know what? He got to live a nice life afterwards. And isn't that just how it always fucking works out? Yeah, so, no, it's okay. It's
As
okay.
a white man, I can't. Yes, it is true. We always make it
There's
out in the end.
silence in this room.
Things tend to work out for us.
I love how Helen Sharp, played by Goldie Hawn, when she makes her comeback roughly halfway through the film, comes up to Madeline Ash, played by Meryl Streep, and says, I don't blame you. I blame him. It was always him. And then she goes up to Bruce Willis and goes, I don't blame you. It was her. It was always her. I always love a character that very clearly is playing both sides.
I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top.
I love a character like that. So I really enjoyed Goldie Hawn in this. Great character.
It's so funny how hard they tried to make Goldie Hawn look frumpy because it is difficult.
It's hard.
It is difficult.
Stone Cold Fox.
Oh, also, you know what? Her comedic acting chops are incredible. They're wicked sharp. I love her in Overboard. It's like one of my favorite like comedies from like the
Great film.
What is it? The
80s,
80s.
yeah.
Yeah. With,
That's an underrated Kurt Russell performance. Actually.
Oh
Speaking
yeah.
of famous
He's
actors.
just like taking he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get this fixed up for you, and he's got his suspenders, and he's like rolling them. Mick's giving me a weird look. I think it's because I was rubbing my chest. It's fine.
Yep.
was giving you a look because you were a long way from that microphone, fam.
Yeah. Rubbing the titties far from the mic.
I was not. It was the side. You know what? It doesn't really matter.
You don't need to justify yourself to me. Alexis, you should do whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Please don't.
Yeah. Actually,
As you were saying that, you're like, maybe
no,
not.
actually, you guys should both do what makes me feel comfortable. That's not among those things. Pretending to jerk off, that's not one of the things.
That's
that
right.
makes
I
me
know you don't
comfortable.
like pretend.
Yeah. Oh.
I have to say, speaking of very, very sharp acting chops, or not acting chops, but comedic chops, rather, again, it sounds so cliche to talk about how good Meryl Streep is, but when she goes to the big mansion, the what do you call it? The clinic, I guess, so to speak. Her acting when she first meets Isabella Rossellini, where she's kind of like looking around the corner, trying to suss things out. It's so good. Meryl Streep is so good. I'm saying it, but damn.
She is.
She is
incredible.
so fucking great.
I swear to God, I watch her every time I watch a new movie of hers that I haven't seen before. I always think to myself, maybe this is the day that it won't be as good as the other ones. And nope, never disappoints, never lets me down. And in fact, this movie did kind of give me the vibe of The Devil Wears Prada a little bit, just because she's such a wicked bitch.
Yeah.
I love it.
She's very good
Living
at that.
for it.
There's a little moment from Meryl that just kills me. I made a note of this. It's after Goldie makes her comeback and Bruce Willis is like, let's go talk to her. And Meryl Streep makes this little noise that's like, that just
Yeah.
destroys me. It's so funny. She can do anything. That's why I have Death Becomes Her in my 8-movie Meryl Streep DVD box set.
Do you guys want to hear my notes that I actually did?
Of course.
during the
Please.
movie? Okay. That opening number, though.
Yes.
I aspire to be both that gaudy and extravagant. Because it was both, and I
is
really
both.
loved it. I've never seen Goldie Hawn look frumpy, and this man is gaslighting her so hard. He's like, I would never leave you for her.
Smash cut.
Smash cut to a
That
lyric.
made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
I
And then
love a good smash cut.
Then my next note was just, and she was right! Let's see here. Oh yeah, they put her in a fat suit.
Oh my god. Okay, so as you know, I was a little hungover this morning.
Yeah.
And I just got some hot and sour soup to go.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling super good. Right when I get the food, I start eating it. I go, oh, okay, this is hitting the spot. And that's when it gets to the Goldie Hawn in a fat suit eating ice cream from her fingers.
Was it ice cream?
I
I
think
thought it was
it's
yogurt.
something.
I wasn't sure. I think it came out of the freezer, so I'm leaning towards
I don't know what
ice
they
cream
used,
roll.
but like,
Oh my God, yeah.
God, not a good look. Not a good look at all.
Yeah, they really love the butt shots in this movie.
Yeah.
There's like multiple butt shots.
I want to talk about Robert Zemeckis for a moment
Okay.
because he is sneakily maybe the horniest, like, family-friendly director working in Hollywood.
I have a great story about that.
This is something that I'm going to credit the guys on Blank Check for this, but they bring up how in all of his, like, weird CGI doll movies, at some point, there is a big, busty woman. In Polar Express, there's they go into, like, the car full of, like, abandoned toys, and there's, like, a puppet that looks like basically a burlesque dancer. In Beowulf, which I still haven't seen, there's a scene where there's a big, busty barmaid. I don't remember what it is in the Polar Express. All of these women are played by his wife. Robert
That's kind of
Zemeckis.
sweet.
It is sweet, but it's also just like...
Does she have a big rack? In real
Yeah,
life?
Robert Zemeckis loves a big, busty pair of boobs. Apparently, he also loves an ass shot based on this film. 'cause,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was noticing that this time.
Yeah, when Meryl Streep takes the potion and you get that ass shot where you see
It just
each
like
cheek.
clenches up.
Same with her boobs.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite lines that she says when she's at the clinic, and she says, "You just stand there with your 22-year-old skin and tits like rocks."
Yeah.
She's so funny
There's
in this
a lot
movie.
of good lines in this film.
Oh yeah, when Bruce Willis is like waking up from sleeping on the floor, and the maid or whatever comes in, and she's handing him his Bloody Mary,
yeah, no, I love
and then
that
he
line.
like takes a sip of it, and he's like, ugh, more vodka.
Too much tomato juice.
Can I run through a couple of my favorite Bruce Willis moments in this?
Okay, yeah.
Of course you can.
I don't.
We'd
Even
love
when-
for you to
I,
do so.
I want someone else to be in the hot seat. So there's a moment where it's when Goldie is trying to get Ernest back so that she can kill Madeline, and she goes, "You're a powerful sexual being, Ernest." I am.
Yeah.
Also, the classic when Madeline has been moved to the morgue
Oh,
at the
yeah.
hospital.
That was funny.
And he's like, "Where's my wife?" And the doctor is like, "Oh, she's dead. She's in the morgue." The morgue? She'll be furious!
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was
great
really
line.
good.
That was a fantastic. I don't even know if it's. I guess you'd call it a cameo from Sidney Pollack, who played the doctor. Holy cow, that was a funny scene. Which most of it was done in one take, but when he takes a stethoscope and tries to get a reading on her heart, can't hear it, throws it in the trash, grabs another one. Still can't hear it. Goes over to Bruce Willis, who's drinking from a flask. Goes, "Hey, can I see that?" Takes a shot of whiskey, hands it over, and then he's dead.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes later, they're trying to resuscitate the doctor.
Like he had a heart attack or
Yeah.
something.
Where are all the doctors? They're all in that room trying to
I'll
revive
be right
him.
back. I'm gonna get a second opinion, and then he dies.
I have one little thing I wanted to say about Robert Zemeckis' camera work. He's kind of the anti-John Carpenter because the camera is always moving in a Robert Zemeckis film. Like, the number of setups he does in a scene has to be pretty minimal because, like, you will not even really... Like, he does some big flashy oneers. Like, I feel like he opens most of his movies with one. Like, in this, you have the tilt down from the New York City skyline past the theater to the playbill with Madeline in the water. And they're always great at setting up, like, the theme or big plot elements. Like in Back to the Future, there's tracking shot through Marty's room that's showing details that are going to become important later, like the clock tower. So, I don't know. I think that he's very, very efficient with the number of shots that he uses because he packs a whole lot of movement into one and reveals a whole ton of information.
Speaking of a lot of movement in Robert Zemeckis films, and going back to how he's one of the horniest directors, that's that story I have to tell. I have a great aunt. Her name is Auntie Margie. That's what I call her. Very sweet woman.
Auntie Margie.
And she used to work in the film industry back in the 80s and 90s. She was a secretary at MGM, one of the producers' offices. And one day, back in, I think it must have been the early 80s, maybe even late 70s, probably late 70s actually, this film student came in to show a little short film that he made. It was an experimental film. And the kid's name was Bob. And she took notes for the producer as they were watching this black and white reel, which was a 18-minute uncut shot of a man, a close-up, massaging and shampooing his pubic hair.
I've heard this story before.
And Bob left the office, and they all looked at each other and went, well, that kid is going to go nowhere fast, but we will never forget him. And that Bob was Robert Zemeckis. That was a student film that he made, apparently, that my Auntie Margie had to take notes on. So when you say that he's one of the horniest guys, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can believe that.
I buy that.
Yeah, it tracks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
I thought this was a really good film. Isabella Rossellini, though. Wow.
Goodness. Her titties were out like the whole time.
I loved her outfits.
They were
that huge,
extravagant.
Collar.
What was huge? What was huge, Nick?
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Really great.
That big collared outfit she puts on after Bruce Willis has been kidnapped and she's trying to make him take the potion reminds me a bit of an outfit that we're going to see in the next movie that we talk about.
That's what I thought, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are going to love the costume design.
Well, you've seen some of them.
I've seen some of them
we
at
went to
the
Academy
museum.
Oh, very cool. I still need to go there.
It's so
You
good.
should really go.
I think I cried when I went there. Although I cried when I went to the car museum, too.
I sat in the dark and listened to some music in the middle of like one of the exhibits. It was nice.
Yeah, they had this like blackout room where they play orchestrations and stuff.
Orchestrations?
Yeah.
What is her name? She did the score and won for Joker. Was it Joker, right?
Oh, yes.
She's
I can't remember her name.
Do not remember her name.
Well, you look that up. I want to bring up one other thing about this movie, and I forgot what it was. So
Great.
Why don't you say something, Mick?
I will say that the practical effects in this, yes, okay, there are practical effects.
Yeah,
but
it's a blend.
The blend of practical effects and early CGI in Death Becomes Her are really good. Especially, I think the standout is when Madeline Ash takes the double-barrel shotgun and shoots Helen Sharp, Goldie Hawn, point-blank range right in the stomach. She flies back, and then you see her get up, and you have the water from the fountain she falls in cascading out of her opened stomach wound. And it's all practical, but they blend it with the CGI, and it's really good effect. Really, really great effect.
Yes, I think that...
Holds up really well.
I think that Zemeckis rightly gets a lot of shit for the stuff that he has done with CGI in recent years.
Tom Hanks plays everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's the biggest complaint. I think the haunted doll eyes in those movies are maybe a bigger issue, but I think when he was just starting to incorporate CGI into his movies, I mean, there was maybe no one better. Like the shot of Gary Sinise with his legs off as Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump.
Contact.
Yes,
is also a great movie.
There is the shot in Contact where the mirror shot in Contact. I still don't understand. I still don't understand how they did it.
I know that's something else. I've heard it explained how they did that opening shot, and I still don't quite understand.
Doesn't make sense to me.
So good. Have you seen Contact, Alexis?
No.
Great. Dead air.
Why do you do that to me? Okay, I have her name, by the way. It's
Who?
Hildur Guðnadóttir. She's the one who did the score for Joker, and that is who I was listening to at the museum. So thank you so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Excellent.
Let's see I mean, another great line from Meryl Streep in this movie is her delivery of flaccid.
Yeah, I love that.
Flaccid.
Oh man.
Flaccid.
That must have been so fun for her. She really was chewing that up.
Apparently,
she was having a great time.
did not like shooting this movie.
Really?
Yeah, it was Zemeckis' incredibly precise camera movements, having to work with effects. Meryl Streep did not enjoy that, but none of that shows on screen because she's
I find that
fantastic.
surprising.
Yeah.
She's a trooper.
I think this movie is so funny because of like the way that it explores not wanting to age, and it kind of reminds me of X in a way because it's thinking about kind of how ageist our society is in general. I thought that was very interesting that Goldie Hawn was in this movie because she famously has had work done and people know of that. But my main takeaway from this movie was that men are so easy. Good God.
I mean, it's true.
Oh, yeah.
No objections here.
Yeah, I'm dumb and easy to trick. You can,
No, okay. Can I tell you?
Young,
can I tell you a
dumb,
story?
Yep.
Please.
Okay, so when we were at the bar last night, me and Mick, there was somebody who was buying me drinks, right? And
what's that like?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I've never experienced that ever.
It's nice.
Tell us more.
Yeah, I love not spending my own money at the bar. It's great. It's incredible. I would highly suggest it if you can get on that.
Great,
maybe just figure out a way to twink it up.
That's what we were talking about last night on the way over. Now that I'm losing all this weight, I can finally shave this horrible beard off, and then I can have a normal chin again, and I can finally get back into my good old twink mode. I'm really excited.
Yes, I love it when he's in twink mode.
I know you do.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyways,
so I was at the bar. This guy was buying me drinks, and then
his name was Trey.
Yeah, Tangeray Trey. Tangeray Trey. That is what.
Excuse me?
And he wasn't Australian, strangely enough.
One nice Tangeray Trey.
Oh, how you doing tonight?
Michigan. He knows how to taxidermy. Okay.
Oh, so this man's a killer.
Yeah, he is a killer. He talked to me about how he kills birds or something like that, and he's proud of it. And I was like,
they pay him to do that. Somebody pays him to do that. I don't remember who. But after a while I was like, oh my God, this man is I don't know what is up with him. But yes, he was like, I don't know, maybe I could move out here and we could get married. And I was like,
classic taxidermist line.
What? Okay.
I can't wait to stuff you. I can't wait to marry you.
Okay, on that same note, he said something about me calling him daddy. And I said, absolutely not. If anything, you will be calling me daddy. Okay? And he said, he said, I would never call a woman daddy. And I said, oh, just give it time. And then I worked him for a few minutes, and he literally, from his own goddamn mouth, he said, I don't know, maybe I could call you daddy. And I said,
nice.
That's right.
You work the magic.
That's right.
That's right, Tangeray Trey.
And this brings it full circle back to men are so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're pretty.
Yeah, no, literally, like Bruce Willis just got worked over so hard in this
Well,
film.
you know, that's something I enjoyed about this movie. Actually, was as it was unfolding, I thought, oh, is this going to be just two beautiful, gorgeous women fighting over
A man.
that's not worth it?
Yeah, I was hoping
But
that wasn't going to be it.
It's not the
Yeah.
case. No, basically they revealed the true conflict of this was their friendship being severed at one point.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is nothing more than a pawn from both of them. They use him and they abuse him, and that was refreshing because at the end it's not, oh, neither of them get the guy. Both of them, they have that realization, like, oh, they have each other again.
Yeah.
Victory! We have won the day. Friendship has conquered, and Bruce Willis is dead. Happy ending.
Is
Well,
that
I don't
how
know
that
if that's
goes?
the
Because
ending.
the satire, the comedic satire of that must have been the fact that the man won at the end.
Yeah, also, they cannot get along.
No, absolutely not. They said, no, it's okay. You paint my ass, I'll paint yours, and we'll just be together forever.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
It is funny.
Is
That-
incredibly funny.
If you've had a very close female friendship before, as I'm sure you
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah,
guys,
I've had one before.
it really do be like that, where you're just like, wow, we're together so long. I hate you,
Yeah.
but I love you, but I hate you.
That's my favorite part of any relationship is when the love begins to
Curdle
dissolve
into
into resentment. I mean,
That's
just
when things get real fun.
it just reminds me of my upbringing and my family. It just
Same.
makes
It
me
brings-
feel like home.
It brings the trauma all full
Exactly.
circle.
It's like,
you
oh,
know?
love is actually hate? Aw, it's like my childhood. Little Mick sitting in the back going, when are you guys going to get divorced? Oh, man. Those are good times.
How you guys doing over there?
I'm doing great, actually.
We're great.
The weird thing is I said that with a smile on my face, unironically.
See,
which,
Mick
good?
is
I
talking
don't know if
about
that's
this
good.
guy being a serial killer at the bar, and he literally has all of the makings to be a serial killer.
I don't... Oh,
That
reminds
is a
me.
lie.
That's
that
a
reminds
lie.
me.
All
Okay,
the fires Mick
I-
starts, all the times he wets the bed,
All the
dead
times he
animals
lurks in
brings
the
home.
corner of your room when
Well,
you're
that's
sleeping.
reassuring. That's reassuring.
Alexis, I think it was the last episode we were talking about Dahmer, was it? Or the
Yeah.
episode before? I called my
Listen
parents.
to the podcast.
I called my parents and my mom. I was like, what are you doing? Mom said, oh, I'm just watching the Dahmer tapes. This is a really good show. This is really great. She was taking a psychology course in college right when he got caught. So they talked about him for like weeks.
Yeah, that tracks.
And it was so funny. After I was done calling my mom, I go outside. Someone was picking me up to go to this food festival. As I'm waiting for her to pick me up, these 3 young boys on bikes are biking down the street, and I hear one of them say to the other kids, like, "Hey, you know who Dahmer is? You know who Dahmer is? I'm watching the Dahmer. I hear them going away, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to tell Alexis. I can't wait.
Everyone. It's literally everyone.
Alexis, I still haven't seen it.
And yet, it is, you still
And
are
yet I'm
bringing
one of
it
his
up
biggest
every day.
proponents.
Please do not claim to be a Dahmer proponent. We will have to
We
replace
cannot
you.
withstand, we cannot withstand that.
I wanted to say one more thing about Death Becomes Her, the movie we're talking about.
Yes.
The rating and the reason for it cracked me up. I always love, like, a funny, specific rating from the MPAA. Like, for example, the one for Twister.
Extreme weather.
Some depictions of very bad weather.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
It's some nudity and off-color humor.
Ooh, spicy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the characters themselves were off color.
Yeah, you're looking a bit gray there for a bit.
The
A
other
morally gray zone, too.
I love it when rigor mortis kicks in.
You gotta get to them
Did I
before
say that?
rigor mortis kicks in.
do.
We discussed this
We
before.
have discussed this before. We actually have discussed this before.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's less fun.
Another funny
But still
MP.
possible.
I just can't get through this. I can't talk about a movie. You guys are talking about preserving bodies. I just wanted to talk about the MPAA.
Yes,
I wanted to
preserving
talk-
bodies is what we're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, formaldehyde, sure.
Just got me thinking about that Meryl line where she's like, maybe I'd have fun with one of your clients. At least then I'd get something stiff.
That was such a good line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you relate
love
to that,
that.
Mickey boy? You
I
relate to
did.
that?
I was like, oh, girl, you're right.
You're right.
You're right, girl. Go
Yeah.
Queen,
Oh,
go
I also,
off.
I don't know, the script is just so on point, like
Yeah,
all of the
great
comedy.
screenplay.
And of course, the last straw for this man is literally attacking his physical manhood.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
is his last straw, and that is on track. That is on.
Yep.
That's on trend right there.
I actually really like that because this is a movie that's largely focused on women's fears of aging because of like societal pressures. But like in that moment, you see that like, oh no, men are just as insecure, if not more so, because
more
you know
insecure.
if you attack his ability to use his dick, he'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Literally.
I have maintained that quite often in my life, it's the tough men that I meet that are the most sensitive, for God's sakes. You know, they're so easily offended. They're so easily, they just hold grudges. So exhausting. How do we put up with it? Why are they still around?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
I'm sorry, are you referring to yourself as a tough man?
No, just men in general.
Oh,
Why don't we just off them?
all of
I
us?
could get behind this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you already are.
Yeah. I personally put to an end a few. So.
Well, I'm glad we have it on tape. I'm glad there's evidence. I'm going to get my computer out of this apartment when I leave so that you guys can't destroy that. Because I need a record in case I go missing. This podcast is now evidence.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull in. Oh no, go ahead. Zach.
I want to say something about the movie.
Go ahead.
Mick brought this up. We were talking about how like sharp the script is, how it has that sort of like Neil Simon elevated dialogue, feeling like a classical farce, and Mick was saying that it reminds him of one of my favorite movies, Clue.
Yeah, it very much has that frantic comedic energy to it that's so well timed and well beated out. It's just so much. It's fun to watch actors have fun. It's one of my favorite things. They always talk about with Scorsese or Tarantino movies. Oh, it seems like actors are having such a great time being there. I love that from Clue. It's one of my favorite aspects of that film, and yes, it definitely has Clue vibes to this.
I love the one moment where Goldie Hawn is looking at herself in the mirror and she's blowing air into her eyes and she's practicing the line that she's going to say where she says, I need to see her right away. She's like,
Madeline, I need to speak to Madeline.
yeah. And she tries it like a few different ways and she keeps blowing this air into her eyes to get her eyes to water a little bit. And then she's like, yeah, that's good. And I'm just like...
Yeah.
That is unhinged in a way that I kind of love.
I love the like dolly out to reveal her insane vision board.
Yes.
That's great.
That's one of my favorite tropes in things. I mean, obviously you've got the beautiful Pepe Sylvia scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Anytime someone makes a massive board of cutout photos that looks insane.
I literally did that for a video.
Of course you did.
Of course you did.
It
I've
was
done
for,
that.
It was for a video that I made about a serial killer, okay? And then
Documentary?
No, it was just
Autobiography?
It was a short narrative.
We worked on
Inspired by certain
I
things.
ran sound on that.
You did. And Ben was in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
so
that.
I made him a little serial killer mood board. I called it a mood board,
Ben
actually.
playing a serial killer. It actually kind of fits. I love you,
really
Ben.
did. It
I mean
was
that as
great.
compliment.
Yeah.
Alexis, did I tell you that Ben, shout out to our friend Ben Gitterman. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Ben is teaching an English class, and he assigned his students Realm of Nightmare.
Shut
He
up.
He had them break down Realm of Nightmare.
Shut
he
the
had them
front
analyze it. So my works as a writer and director are being taught in schools.
Yes, that's
Wow.
true. That's so funny. Ben Gitterman, like just showing that film to his students, who he is one of the main characters in.
Yeah.
I just love to think about what the students thought.
It's
What is he teaching? Is it grade school or
no, he's teaching
community
high school,
college?
I
Or high
believe.
school. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like that shot
Good for
from
him. Good for you, Ben.
It's like that shot from Hot Fuzz of oh my god, what's his name? Timothy Dalton?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I get what
Yeah,
you're
where
saying.
he's standing
Yeah.
in front of the picture of himself doing
Yeah.
the same smirk. That's what Ben
That's
was
great.
doing with that movie.
Yeah. I was going to say something else about this movie. I forgot. Someone else take it away.
Goldie Hawn slinking around in black while she's trying to get in and out of the mansion is so
That was
freaking
funny.
funny.
Yeah, putting on like an outfit that makes her look like a French cat burglar.
Yes.
And then wearing her sunglasses at night.
Yo,
Her
when
little
she
binoculars.
almost got run over by
Yeah.
the car, I was so tense.
You had just got to the apartment when that happened, and I was like, how did they do that? How'd they do that shot where she rolls over, the car reverses really quick, almost runs over her head? They didn't do it in reverse, right?
No, I don't think so.
So how did they do that? Did they blend it, you think? They did a clean plate, they had her do that, they had the car, and then they matched the camera movement, and then they just overlay each frame on top of each other. Basically 3 different shots tied into one. You have the car backing up, you have her rolling over it, and then a clean plate. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how well they would have been able to execute that in, like, 91, 92.
Yeah.
That shot stressed
Really
me out,
great,
too.
great.
Yes.
You can't run over Goldie Hawn.
Because at that point, I had already kind of suspected possibly that she had also taken the potion. So I was like, oh, is this going to be the reveal? Are we going to get to see that she also took the potion? And then I was like, no, okay. All right, shit, we're going to keep going. All right.
I'm surprised this movie has a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, no,
Seems
It
unfair.
should be higher than that. It's a better movie than that.
yeah.
Definitely.
It's a better movie than several Zemeckis
I mean, it's
movies that are...
campy, but that's not a bad
You
thing.
know, I think sometimes when things are satire, sometimes people don't actually understand that
They
it's
look down on
satire.
it.
Well, I think it's like if I didn't know that this was satire, I would be like, well, fuck this. This is just about like women fighting over men and not wanting to age, and that's like a really shallow take on like women, in general. But I mean, like it's meant to be satire.
Yeah,
So.
I think another good example of that is Starship Troopers.
I was thinking of that, too.
Which, like, notoriously, people were like, oh, they don't even get that the guys in this movie look like Nazis. Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
No, that's one of the most
Sure,
famous
buddy.
cases of misunderstood satire. You've got to watch it, Alexis. You'd really like it.
Yeah, we probably should talk
We
about
should
Starship
roll.
Troopers
We should.
sometime.
That should be an episode.
At this
I think.
point, I think this podcast has just become a way for you guys to get me to watch movies that I have not watched before,
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
kind of.
basically.
which is also in turn will be that for me too.
Yeah,
So,
coming in a few short weeks once we hit November. It's
my birthday month.
it's Alexis time.
Yes.
Do we have anything else on Death Becomes Her?
Just really quickly, I love how Isabella Rossellini's character, when we first meet her, you see her you don't see her because she's sitting in the chair, and you have Meryl Streep sit down where the buff henchman bodyguard, so she has.
I love that
move,
her-
make room for the guest, but keep your ass handy. And in that moment, I realized, yeah, I would work for her too.
I love that her henchmen are named Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's great.
I love that.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, overall, I had a great time. Bear in mind, I watched this with a headache and feeling pretty tired, and I was attentive the whole time. It kept me going. That's great. Really, really good film.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
I-
A good spooky season. Good date night movie, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely expected a lot from Meryl and Goldie, and they absolutely delivered. I didn't have like any specific idea of what Bruce Willis was going to be bringing to this because like I do not normally see him in comedies, and he just blew me away with
Yeah.
his facial expressions and the physicality of his character. It was great.
It was cartoonish.
Yeah,
In a
like,
good way.
There was like this one shot of him that it was like they were looking up at him, and there was just like kind of blue or like lightning or something in the background, and it looked almost like a kind of like a Batman kind of pose
Yeah.
or something, like a superhero pose. It was very interesting.
Yeah, that's probably my main takeaway. Oh my gosh, Bruce Willis is funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Okay, well, I think we've probably reached the end of our chat about Death Becomes Her. Please follow us on social media at Film Majors Pod. We're on Twitter and Instagram. keep checking the Instagram because I post a new movie from my spooky movie list every single day. It's October 10th, so the movie is Rosemary's Baby. And next time on the podcast, we will be talking about one of my favorite spooky season movies, the sumptuously directed Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, starring Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, and Anthony Hopkins.
I love this because I think when this movie originally came out, Keanu said that he did not love his performance, and he's been kinder to himself as time has gone on.
That is, I mirror that. The first 2 times I watched it, I too was not kind on his performance. It was pretty obvious that you were miscast. However, third viewing, it changed, and we'll talk about that on the next episode.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I'm so excited for this and the costume design.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for listening, and we're going to get out of here, and I'm going to run out of this apartment before something bad happens to me. Bye.